Welcome, Mike and Gabby Goodwin to Talks to Go. Mike, I recently watched your TED Talk, and I was very impressed with your philosophy about the importance of what you call ABC. A being aware, B breathing, which is always a good thing, and C staying curious. So, in your relationship with Gabby, how does the ABC come into play?
That's an excellent question. I think that I most recently had a epiphany or realization that my daughter and my children are not me when I was a teenager. And so being aware, I just recently was frustrated, and it's, specifically with her because she's 18 and she spends a lot of time at home. And I was like, hey, you can go and kick it. Like you can go and hang out with your friends. But it was really bothering me because I grew up in a home that I did not want to be in. So I remember always trying to do stuff to not be home. And I was thinking that her being home was signaling something that was wrong. Like I just was like, why aren't you away from home? And I realized that we have a great home. We have the type of home that if I was a teenager, I would like being at my home. And so I had to be aware of that because I had this tension that was happening, and she wasn't even doing anything other than just enjoying our home. But I had to, number one, be aware of that. Then once I was aware of it, I gotta take a breath and say, man, good job of creating this environment that will allow your children to want to be home and want to hang out and not always try to find things to do to be away from your home. And then the curious part of that is how do I encourage her to do things? Because yeah, as wonderful as our home is, I it would be good for you to go and hang out with your friends and go to the mall and go to the movie and be more deliberate in developing relationships. So how can I communicate that message in a way that is loving and as a way that's empowering? So I think that's one great example of I just recently kind of worked myself through that process of the ABC.
Mm.
So that was your awareness. And obviously, because of that, you can, I'm going to assume, breathe more easily, right?
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
Well, this actually kind of sounds kind of familiar. I
Yeah.
mean, so I'll admit I'm 25. I'm still living at home. And for me, like we have a great bond and relationship and, we have a loving home and whatnot. And just, if going to the Yankees game, for example, I'm like, Dad, want to go to the Yankees game together? And he's like, why don't you want to go with your friends? Like, why do you want to go with me? And I'm like, we always go together. Like every year
Right.
we go to at least one Yankees game together. And he's like, go with your friends, go with your friend, like shooing me away. And I'm like, okay, you will regret this one day. One day I'm gonna stop wanting to hang out with you. So you better accept this and enjoy this that I'm asking you to hang out. Like it should be a privilege to hang out
Right.
with me. But no, when you were saying that, I was like, wow, this is oddly familiar. Oddly familiar. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Gabby, what your dad said, it's obvious that you enjoy being at home and more specifically with your family and your dad. What is it? What is it? What is the pull for you in that regard?
Um, well, for me, to put it frankly, I'm pretty much of a like workaholic. Like I just work a lot. So it's a lot of staying. I think we've helped to create an environment where it's just like we could be productive and get things done and do all the things.
Mhm.
So I think that's one of the main things. Is like I'm always doing something. So sometimes I may not have the time or things like that to be able to go out and do all the things. But I think also just being able to like chill and have fun and relax and things like that. For me, school, business, like all the things, it can get a little hectic outside of the home. So to be able to like have a kind of safe space, a place where I can just like lay on the couch and watch games or stuff like that, like things that allow me to relax and to be able to be calm and be around people who make me safe and things like that is really important. So I think that's really the biggest element is to be able to really relax and enjoy my time, especially as I'm as I've been growing up and as I'm about to move out and go to college, I think that time is really special.
Yeah, 100%. But who knows? You might move back home after school.
Yeah,
You
who
never
knows? I don't
know. You never know.
know.
No, you're good. You're good. So, Gabby, obviously your dad's fans know him as an incredibly funny comedian. What is one thing about your dad that his fans would be surprised to learn?
Oh. Um, I don't know if I don't know if he talks about this a lot, but like he's a really big basketball guy. Like
Mm.
actually, like we're like just sitting and watching games and he's like coaching while we're watching the game. And I'm like, why can we just like watch? Like can we enjoy it? So yeah, I think that's one of the main things. He probably wanted me to play basketball at some point in my life. I'm not, I mean, I can, but yeah, I'm
No,
not
no
much.
sports for you.
Are you a big
I mean,
game?
I can play it. I
Yeah.
can shoot.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to like go down to the paint and do all that thing. Like, I don't have the moves for it. Um, so yeah, I think that's one of the main things. And it's helped us to be like a big sports family. Like, we'll watch anything. We'll sit down and watch dog training competitions if we have to. Like
Yeah.
anything. I think that's one of the main things that people will probably learn about, probably both of us, is that we're pretty big sports nerds.
You
Mm.
know, Gabby, I've often heard, and Mike, you can tell me whether this is true or not. I've often heard that many, if not most, comedians are innately shy. Would that
Huh.
be, yeah, would that be true of your dad?
Um, I don't think so. I mean, he's a pretty outgoing person. Like he can talk to anybody. Um, I think there's definitely I think I get this from him too a lot. It's just like there will be times where I just need to like curl up in a corner
Yeah.
and like not talk to anybody. And that made that I can kind of see that with him sometimes. It's like he needs his time to relax, things like
Uh-huh.
that. After so much, social interaction and things like that. So, but I can definitely see that comedians can be kind of shy after the fact.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. You know, Mike, I think as dads, the way we raise and relate to our daughters is very much influenced by the way that we were raised by our dads, either things they did or didn't do. For example, even though I know my dad loved me, there was no question about that. He never overtly said, I love you.
Right.
In fact, I can remember I was probably in my 50s at the time. They were living down in Florida. I was living up here in Jersey. I went down to visit them, and they dropped me off at the airport. And as we part, my mom would always cry when I would leave. My dad never. But I said, and I don't know how I summoned. I'll call it the courage to confront him. But I said, but you never say you love me. But I know I do love you. I said, then why can't you say it?
Right.
So I decided that when Jill was born, I made a vow to myself and to her that I would take every opportunity to overtly say, I love you. So, how has your relationship with your dad influenced your relationship with Gabby and how you raised her?
Pretty much the same where I grew up with a guy that was, blue collar, no emotion, not very loving in terms of outgoing. I knew, again, similar to you, I knew my dad loved me, but he had his own challenges, and that often impacted our household. And I think that number one, for me to have a daughter first, I think was the best thing I could have done because I'm much more firm with my son than I am with Gabrielle. I just automatically go into like drill sergeant mode with my son. When as a father to my daughter, I think I'm kinder and softer. But I grew into doing that. I don't think I initially had that position. I think one of the things I remember was like taking Gabrielle to school or something, and I went to like wipe something off her. She might have been about 4. I went to wipe something off her face, and she kind of like jumped, like fear, like oh my, like I was about to pop her or something, and I was like, whoa, that's kind of what my dad would. That was his MO, and that was his training posture. So I was like, oh, I got to totally revamp this. So I've been very intentional. You know, we used to kiss each other on the lips, and when she was a little girl, that's great. And then at some point, I was like, "Oh, I probably should kiss my daughter on the lips." So now she kisses me on the cheek.
Uh-huh.
My parents, I never see my parents dance. So like the amount of physical, you know, we always hug, we always say good morning. I always say I love you before I leave. I wake them up in the middle of the night, whatever time, and I'm
Oh.
like, I love you. I'll see you when I get back. You know, that's just our practice and routine and traditions.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah. So, Gabby, sometimes your dad's routines make reference to you. Does he ever run his bits by you before taking them up on stage, or is there any aspect of your life that you've told him is completely out of bounds? Do not talk about this in your comedy routines.
Um, no, he does not run his sets by me. I don't know what's happening beforehand. As much as I can say no to not saying anything, there will definitely be times where stuff will pop up, like car accidents and things like that.
Yeah.
Um, so there'll always be things, but yeah, no, I don't really hear the jokes beforehand. I mean, obviously I've heard them over the years,
Mhm.
but he will not run any sets by honestly any of us in the house
Yeah.
before he goes
Well,
and
I
performs.
told your mother.
He talks. Oh, okay, yeah, but I'm not a part of those conversations.
are you ever together in a situation where, some crazy situation happens and he's like, "Oh, I gotta write that down or put that in a routine." Does that ever happen?
Yeah, pretty like after the maybe it's disciplinary. After that, it's just like, oh, okay, this can definitely be a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, me and my brother are like we move cautiously sometimes.
That's funny.
Mike, speaking of your comedy, if you don't mind, just for a few seconds, I'd like you to take us behind what I'll call the comedy curtain. All right.
Right.
Your two things bit. Is it okay if I call it a bit? Or would you
Yeah.
prefer? Okay. Your two things bit. I'm going to tell you, and I'm not blowing smoke. I think it's one of the funniest routines I have seen in years. I watched it repeatedly, right?
He's
I wa
fanboying.
as our daughters might say, I'm obsessed with it, and I kid you not. What I love there are a few things that I really love about it. One, the simplicity of the structure. Love it. Love it. And I think that simplicity plus your cadence and the timing helps perfectly set up the punchline, which is nothing short of brilliant. I think it's so. Can you tell me for this particular bit, what was the inspiration for it? How long did you take to write it? And how long did it take for you to get to where it is today?
So that's a great question because I don't like the bit. I hate the bit.
Really?
I really do because it's not my original bit. It's a story. It's like a stock joke.
Mm.
Okay.
So other folks have done the bit, but I guess I performed it
But
much
nobody does it
better.
like Mike Goodwin. I got to
Right,
tell you.
right.
I
Because
got to tell you.
I think it started because somebody saying it's like an Irish poem. That's where it began.
Okay.
And I think I saw a speaker do it some years ago, and I was like, when I first started doing stand up, it was one of my main pieces.
Mm.
And my goal was to create material where I didn't have to do the bit anymore. And that happened. But we had recorded it on I did a keynote. Matter of fact, the clip is a keynote. It's not even a comedy set because you can't even find it if you were like looking to share it or show it to someone.
Uh-huh.
It's not in any of my routines. And I just threw it inside of this keynote because I was like, oh man, I enjoy doing it and I think it will fit over here. But I didn't want that to be in my stand-up repertoire, so to speak. And for years, the guys that run my social media were like, hey man, we need to play this clip. Or they would post it and then I would see it immediately and like take it down and like, no, man, I just don't want people like that's not his bit. He stole that bit. You know, I just like I don't want the comments, all the headache that surround the bit. Because I'm like, yeah, this is not. This is like public domain, like a knock knock joke, so to speak.
Mm.
And but one day they posted it, and it was wildfire.
Blew up.
So
Blew up.
it's everywhere.
It's amazing.
And now people are like stopping me. Hey man, I'm hungry, but I got two things. And I'm like, hey man. So it's wild. Like, and it's an old, like that was one of my first kind of bits that
Uh-huh.
I would do on my show. And like I said, my goal was to have so much material where I didn't have to rely on doing two things.
Mm.
What do you think is when you tell a joke, and I'll call it that, can a good joke bomb if the timing is lousy? Conversely, if the timing is great, but the but the material is
Content.
wonderful, can you lift? Will it lift it then?
100%.
Yeah.
You can have, because the reason something bombs is the audience.
Mm.
So the audience will give you the feedback that I don't like this. We don't like this collectively. Now the performer can improve the performance and you can have, but ultimately it's the audience that says yay or nay. And so that's the wild part about comedy, because I show up with the same jokes and sometimes you get different responses.
Right.
I'm saying the same words. So
Mhm.
yes, one thing I've been very deliberate about, even if it's not going as well as it should, because what happens when things don't go well comedically, comics tend to speed up.
Mm.
Mm.
They tend to try to get through. And I've been very intentional to like, okay, this is not going well, but I'm gonna maintain my pace. I'm gonna keep at the pace of which I would want to do the show, even if it was, if I was doing tremendously well, because that's part of my delivery. I want the pacing, my facial expressions, my body language, like all of that is what's happening other than just the words. Like I've really worked hard to like take a beat and let people think about it. Because one thing I've learned too, the longer you wait, sometimes the laughter will emerge.
Mhm.
Well, it's really fascinating you talk about that because besides doing this, I do a couple of other things really to try and make some bucks.
Yeah.
I'm a voiceover artist, but I'm also a public speaking coach, and and I know you do a lot of public speaking as well. And what I teach the people I work with is the incredible power of the pause.
Right.
The pause is so powerful, so powerful.
And it allows not only the audience to I think there's a level of the pause communicates I'm in control.
Right.
Mhm.
When you're the audience knows if you're like frantic,
Yeah.
you don't feel comfortable. I'm not sure of myself. But if you pause, it just communicates that, yeah, I know I got it.
Absolutely. It creates two things. One, for the audience, there's a sense of anticipation, what's coming next, right? And then for you as the speaker, as the deliverer of the message, you have the opportunity then to read the room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I communicated it's like the pilot on the flight. It's like
Hmm.
we're going to experience some turbulence, but
Right.
ultimately we're going to get to our destination.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that yeah, that technique of pausing, and there's another technique that goes along with comedy is you can laugh, you can step on your laughter, right? So if allow the laughter to extend, because if you say something, people laugh, and then you say something again, they stop laughing to listen.
Right.
Mm.
So for you to enjoy the moment and for the audience to feel satisfied in the presentation is that they have the ability to laugh. It's just similar to you don't want to rush. People know when they're being rushed. Hey, let's go. Laugh quick. Gotta get that laugh out because I got to get to the next joke. Versus, I'm a chef. I want you to enjoy this meal. I want you to take your time with the appetizers, enjoy the entree, and then if you have some room, there's a little dessert at the end of the meal. So that's kind of my position, how I want to deliver my comedy.
When did you discover that you had comedic chops?
I knew as a kid, like I said, I grew up in a house that was very challenging. And when my parents would get into arguments, I would go into my routine. I think there was like one incident, and I talked about it in the TED Talk.
Yeah. Right.
that was the first time where I was like cognizant of, hey, I can do something to change the atmosphere in my home. I can alleviate tension. I can make people laugh. I can, I can switch the flip. I can switch the flip, the
Flip the
flip the
switch.
Flip
Flip
the
the
switch.
switch.
switch. I like flip the switch.
Yeah, that might
Switch
be
the
the name of
flip.
my new comedy
There
special.
you go.
Switch the flip. But I was able to
It's always
uh,
a hard one. It's always a hard
flip
one.
the switch
Yeah.
in terms of like the tension and anxiety to levity and lightness. So I think that was my first thing. And then even growing up, I'll be 50 this week. I'll be 50 this
Happy
week.
birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Thank you. I'll be 50. And I grew up in a time where bullying was not just words. Like people
Right.
would like physically do things to you. So I had to be witty and crafty and make the guys laugh as opposed to have them tease and taunt me. Because
Hmm.
I rode on the school bus, and typically when I would get on the bus, there would be no seat, so I would have to go to the back and sit in front of the seniors, and the seniors would like pop me in the back of the head. It was just relentless
The classic
hazing.
stuff. The
It was just
classic
hazing.
stuff.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just getting hazed as a young person. And I just got to the point, I'm like, okay, I gotta figure something out. And I realized that, hey, if I could crack jokes on these guys, they would put their attention on other people and people would just leave me alone.
Mm.
Because so that I went at like it's kind of like the prison scene in a movie. Like you go at the biggest guy
Right.
when you get locked up, and that's what happened one day. I went at the biggest guy on the bus, and I diffused his attacks, and then from there it was smooth sailing.
Good, good.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gabby, when your dad first appeared on America's Got Talent, how did you feel?
Um, it was surreal. I think I don't know how long he'd been in that journey. Um, it's been probably at least a decade. But to at least see like the fruition of everything and to even see the behind the scenes, like y'all saw he called us like on the like during the episode, we were eating out at a restaurant and we get a random FaceTime call and Terry Crews is on the other side of the
Oh
and
my
we're like,
God.
what? What's going on? So we had to go to the car and be like, yay, good job, all the things. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So even to be in that part of the show, part of the episode, part of his
Hmm.
experience was great, and just to be able to see all the love, the appreciation. We had a watch party, and I know that was something that was really because for me behind the scenes even more. I was preparing for my freshman year of high school,
Mm.
and so we were having like our orientation that week, and so the next day I come and I'm like, yeah, so my dad was like on America's Got Talent last night, and everyone's like, what? No way, you're lying, and then you go on YouTube and it's right there.
Yeah.
So it's just like wow, like he's done so much, he's put in so much work, and so much time and so much effort into the things that he loves and his passions, and it was able to pay off through that. And it's been able to create more and more fruit as he goes throughout his comedic journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming his career has him on the road quite often, correct?
Yes, sir.
What effect has that had on your relationship with your dad?
Um, It may stray communication a little bit just because like he may be in different time zones,
Mhm.
he may be doing different things. It's definitely like we always try to keep in touch, especially when he's probably gone for like a couple of days. Like we'll have a family FaceTime call and just talk about what's going on and things like that.
Mhm.
So obviously he's not like always here to like have physical conversations, but if we need to call, if we need to text, he's always right there. And so it's nice to be able to have that, especially as he's out like on a tour. Like he was just on tour recently, so we had to like call and text and do all the things as well. But I don't know if it's had like the biggest impact, but it definitely does kind of stray communications just a little bit.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Jen.
Oh, now on the opposite end, what is one thing your dad does that drives you crazy or makes you roll your eyes?
Oh, uh, uh, make fun of my outfits. Yeah. I mean, there's like one sweater that looks like Channing Sharp wore it at like the Lakers game whenever that happened,
Mhm.
and so it's always the Shannon Sharp cardigan. Uh, I have leggings on. Are you going to the gym? No, I'm not. Things like that. It's just like it's like okay, but yeah, I think probably that.
Fair enough, fair enough. And Mike, at a very young age, Gabby launched Gabby Bows, an incredibly successful accessories business. And let's pretend for a moment that she has named you VP of Research and Development. What's the next product you would add to the Gabby Bows line?
Wow. The next product I would add to the line would be that's a tough one. So we've already tried hair products one time. I think the next thing that we would add would be merch,
Mm.
like hoodies, uh leggings, definitely leggings, because I think these young people love to have on leggings in every event. Like
I
it doesn't
mean,
matter. It doesn't matter what's going on.
you're not wrong.
It could be a banquet. We could be going to church. We could be going to the gym. There's just leggings. So like some multi-purpose athletic
Day to night
leggings.
leggings.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Big t-shirts that, the girls could wear to bed. I think some type of apparel. I think I would.
So, Gabby, as the CEO of Gabby Bows, does the VP of Research and Development still have a job?
I mean, obviously he has a pretty big job here, but
Mm.
I guess in terms of business, he's definitely like kind of like my speaking coach. Like, especially first starting, I was really shy, quiet. So public speaking was not my favorite, and so I really had to learn how to speak in front of people. And with his experience, obviously as a comedian and a public
Mhm.
speaker, like he's had so many times, so much practice with speaking in front of people in different ways. So, like at first, we would literally record like the whole way through my entire speech, and he would just go through and be like, "You said too many ums, or said too many so's. Pause, slow down." I heard that so many times. Oh my gosh. Pause, slow down. And then, like, you can add a joke in here, you can add a story in here, things like that. So, especially at the beginning, that was a main thing that he was really integral in and helping me build my confidence in speaking. And then as I go, the fruits of the labor have been able to expand and grow and show themselves. But yeah, I think obviously just behind the scenes, helping with supply chain and things like that when orders come in, like literally unloading a tractor trailer filled with bows.
Yeah.
And in the hot South Carolina heat, it's very hot.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So he definitely put his work out in for that day. Uh, there's like this one picture where he's like literally just drenched. But that, and then obviously my brother as well, just helping with the kind of smaller things and being able to help bring other people in as well. So yeah, he still kind of has a job.
Actually, talking about my merch idea. Did you
Oh,
like
I mean,
that? The thing.
well, yeah, I mean that. I just talked about all the like fun things, all the great things, so that I
Would
don't.
you would you fire me after that merch?
Oh, sorry.
That was good though.
That was great. I mean, I talked about the good things, so I don't. I mean, the merch definitely. I don't know about the leggings part. Um,
The
I
good
don't
and
know
the
if that
bad. You
really
take the good
signal.
and the bad.
Yeah, I don't. We can, but like definitely shirts. Some hoodies maybe.
Hmm.
With some quotes or like you got Bill. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that could work.
Can
So we're
never go
we're onto
wrong with
something. We're
merch.
onto something.
Yep.
Hey, Mike, I want to just for a second go back to the C in your ABC, which is curious, right?
Yes.
I'm curious, and Gabby mentioned you helping her with her public speaking. Do you think you can teach someone to be funny, or is it an innate quality?
I can help you. I think you can teach someone to position itself to be funny or to allow the funny to be seen. Like a lot of times people are in the way of the funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when people are thinking about being funny, they're thinking about being a stand-up comedian. You don't have to be a stand-up comedian to be funny.
Mm.
I say this all the time as it relates to comedy. Comedy is just like people say, "Oh man, you should take this person on the road with you. They're so funny." And I'm like, everyone knows how to cook.
Right.
Everyone doesn't know how to run a restaurant. Comedians are running a restaurant.
I
Like you're
love
just
that.
cooking a meal when you say something that's funny, right? Like,
Right.
yes, you're gonna feed your family, you're gonna feed your friends, but you don't have payroll, you don't have merchandising, you don't have menus that you got to turn out and training employees. So it's just like a higher level skill. So I do think that people have the ability to learn some techniques and to be funny. It's just like a layup or a three-pointer. If you get the right form, you're gonna hit it. You're not gonna hit all the time, but if you take 10 shots, hopefully the techniques and the information that comedians or speaking coaches can share with you will improve your percentages.
Mm.
Yeah. I just want to go back to that, your America's Got Talent experience for a second. What was it like for you to be on that stage in front of those judges, particularly Howie Mandel and Simon Cowell?
I kind of didn't understand the gravity of it until you walk out and stand on the star. Like I was very confident in my material. I was very confident that I belonged and I had done the work to get to this moment. But walking out, like you hear your name
Right.
and you walk out and the judges are staring at you and you have the audience, like I could have fainted. There was
Yeah.
a moment. There's like a light-headed moment for like snap out of it, my man. Like
Uh-huh.
it reminds me of I think about because we again, like Gabriel said, we love sports, so we always watching sports. But I think about the kick return, and it's like that moment that is in the air, like you can catch it or you could fumble it. Like it's such this tense moment of like, please let me catch this ball and
Yep.
secure it. And that's kind of how I felt when I stepped on that star. I did. My heart kind of went to my shoes, but I like, okay, I've done this before. This is not the
Yeah.
first. I might have not been in front of these particular people, but I've been in front of people talking with a microphone
Mhm.
and it worked out before, so it should work out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Gabby, your dad has given you now you know, the merchandise idea, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a cool piece. What's the best piece of advice he's ever given you?
Oh. Mm, I don't.
You
Oh.
said the tears one recently.
Oh yes. Okay. Yes. 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 Yeah. There's a lot. But there's especially like in the beginning of my journey, there was, or at least speaking business, there was a pitch competition I was a part of. It was like really big, Washington Post in Washington D.C. All the things.
Mm.
I was like 8. So honestly, I didn't even pitch. They wouldn't let people under 18 pitch. So my mom was there pitching. And I was just there like the poster child, like, hi, that's me. What you talking about? But we pitched, we went part of the competition. So third place, second place, first place, if they won, they all got money.
Mm.
We were fourth. So we were like, oh, so I was just like we could have won like anything, like we were that close.
Mm.
And so at this point, obviously I'm 8, so I like crying my eyes out in a room somewhere. And so we call my dad, and I'm crying. I'm like, we didn't win, no, 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 all the things. And he was like, tears are the nutrients of dreams, like sunlight is to plants.
Mm.
And that really helped me realize that yes, you can cry. Yes, you can feel emotional. Yes, you can um, feel vulnerable at some times where you may feel like I put my heart out on the line, I did all I could do,
Mhm.
and I still didn't get anything. But that can help you in terms of actually continuing to nourish your dreams and give you more motivation to continue to go and pursue whatever you want to pursue. So
Mhm.
I did recently mention that in a speech that I did at a business conference that we were just at, with like our mastermind and things like that. And everybody's like, "You said that? Like that's really profound!" Like, oh my god, because everybody he's known as like the funny guy, like he just jokes around, makes unnecessary jokes, all the
Yeah.
things. So yes, he can be profound. Comedians can be profound.
Yeah.
But I think that was one of the main pieces of advice that is allowed or that is kept or that I've kept with
Mhm.
me throughout my entire kind of entrepreneurial journey and just life in general.
Mhm.
You're obviously you're still in school. You're running a very successful business at a very tender age. Do you have any desire to follow in your dad's footsteps into any aspect of show business?
No. Uh, well, I want to say show business. I don't know. I've also been a dancer since I was like 3.
Mm.
Okay.
So that's as much show business as you're gonna get from me. Musicals, dance, stuff like that. Yeah. So I've always had to be like, I could be a choreographer and I could be a professional dancer. That was before business came. Um, I could still probably be a choreographer and things like that. Maybe I don't know. We'll
Mhm.
see. But
Okay.
definitely, I mean, I always have loved dance, so I want to continue to have dance in my life in some way, shape, or form.
Mhm.
But I'm definitely not going to be a comedian. I'll definitely be a public speaker, though. I think that's kind of the next one of the next phases of my life is being able to go around and share my story, and continue to inspire people to achieve their dreams, especially younger people.
Mhm.
So public speaking, philanthropy, things like that. Yes, dancing maybe, but
Okay.
I don't know about all the things.
Not the comedy.
Yeah,
That's
not
your
the comedy.
dad's
I could
lane.
be
Yeah.
funny though, but no, I don't think I wouldn't.
Now, one thing about Gabrielle that I would say, she has an excellent sense of humor. It doesn't take much to make her laugh. Like she will just laugh and laugh and laugh. So that's one thing I really am proud that my daughter has a great sense of humor.
Mm, love that. Mike, what is your biggest wish for your daughter?
For her to like be everything that she has envisioned to be. I think that we all understand that life is challenging and you have these goals and you have these aspirations and life happens. And I just wish that she will have the resiliency and the fortitude to go after everything that she desires from life.
Mm, love that.
Okay. Likewise, Gabby, if you could make one dream come true for your dad, what would it be?
Oh, uh, oh, I think I don't know. The first thing that came to my head was like let him be a coach for like a big basketball team, but I don't know. That was what I think for him to be able to like have his own like really big headline tour. I
Mhm.
think that's been a goal that he's been really working towards. Um, so for him to like, and I mean, he's had his own like headline tour before, but like the big ones, like 30 cities, all of like that type of big, he's been working up towards that. So I'm excited to see him once he gets to that point, be able
Yeah,
to do that.
we're all looking forward to it.
Mike, I got to assume you, and you know what? I shouldn't say that because I never like to assume anything. Are you a big Gamecocks fan?
I am.
I would think so.
I am. We
Late,
are
You're
do you
big.
prefer watching the ladies or the men's team?
Oh,
all
both.
of them. All of
Okay.
them.
All right.
All of them.
Cool.
Well, in a more like an exciting way, definitely women.
Yeah, the women, you think you're gonna win. There's a lot more. There's a higher probability that the games will go in our favor. Men, you don't know. That's what I do love because sometimes the women's game can be a little boring because I know we're gonna win. Like it's just gonna
Mm,
be,
Yeah.
we're just gonna go and pulverize these teams. And so I do enjoy the sport of I don't know what may happen, like what the outcome will be. We typically know with the women's game.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
what's wonderful about sports, right? It's totally unscripted,
you don't know.
right?
You
You
don't
Hmm.
just
know.
don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah. You know,
But I
we
love them. I love them both. Like man, when she said we'll watch anything, man, we watch all the. If South Carolina's doing it, we're watching it. If
yeah.
Well, like
they're
we're watching
playing.
Summer League right now.
Yeah, we're
Right.
watching Summer League NBA basketball right now.
Wow.
Were you watching Wimbledon at all?
I was keeping track with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It was too early. Sometimes it was a bit early for me to
Fair
watch.
enough.
Yeah,
Fair
we like
enough.
watching things in the evening. Like
Okay.
we got
Understood. Understood.
we gotta
Understood.
go
Not
to
not,
work.
not
Yeah.
morning sports people. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta go to work. We're not betting out here. It's FanDuel.
Okay.
What's the
I'll just,
over under?
yeah, I'm just on my lazy ass in the morning watching Wimbledon. It's fine.
We're like, go to work. What are you doing over there?
It's
At
fine.
noon, watching tennis.
Yes, I am.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Discharged.
we've now come to the segment of the podcast we like to call rapid fire roundup. So here's the way
Okay.
it works. We're going to give each of you in alternating fashion either a very quick question or a choice. We want just your spontaneous response.
Yep.
Don't give it a lot of thought. All right. Mike, I've got the first one for you.
All right.
The best thing about being from South Carolina is
I have manners.
All right. Gabby, other than your dad, who is your favorite comedian?
Oh, oh, oh. I don't really know. I would say just Bernie Mac because that's the first thing that came to my head, but I haven't listened to a lot of Bernie Mac. So I mean, just preference. But
Yeah, he's my favorite.
He's just-
okay.
There you go.
All right. Mike, the one book, fiction or nonfiction, that you think is a must read.
big book guy.
Oh man. Oh. Just one book?
One book.
I would say the Bible.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Gabby, the one artist that you'd like to see in concert that you haven't seen yet is blank.
Oh, Madison Ryan Ward or Bryson Tiller.
Okay.
Or
And Mike, on a hot Columbia, South Carolina summer afternoon, your go-to beverage to quench your thirst is blank.
To quench my thirst, I would say water.
Okay.
Solid.
All right. Gabby, if money was no object, the next thing you would purchase is
a new phone because mine is cracked.
okay.
All right. Practicality. We love it. Mike, if you were throwing an intimate private dinner party with which three comedians would you have seated at your table?
I would have Dave Chappelle,
Hmm.
Chris Rock, and Seinfeld.
Okay.
I love that.
All right. Gabby, when Hollywood makes the Mike Goodwin story, and they will, who would you like to see play your dad other than your dad?
Eddie Murphy came to my head. I don't know.
Okay.
But like
Not a bad
We
choice.
gotta look. Is there someone you would pick, Mike?
Maybe when they make the story, Eddie might not still be here.
I know. That's why I was like, I don't know about that.
I don't know. I don't know how much time we got with Eddie.
Okay,
All right. Okay. And Mike, who would you like to see play Gabby?
Oh. 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 Sheesh. That's I don't know that I'm terrible with actresses' names and actors' names.
Okay.
How about I'll throw out a suggestion for you. Okay. How about a young Kiki Palmer?
Oh,
I like a young Kiki Palmer. I don't know if y'all watched the Netflix show. I just forgot about the name of it. It's the new Forever.
Yes.
The little girl.
Love you so much.
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
The girl, the main character in Forever.
No, that's a really good choice. All right, Gabby, the one TikTok creator you can't get enough of.
Oh, this is just like the twins, Janae and Jayla, and then they have like their whole families and yeah, Auntie Nay and all. Yes, the whole Sims family.
All
Yes.
right. Love
Okay.
it.
All right. Mike, bow ties, self tie or clip on?
Oh, self-tie, 100%.
All right, Gabby, what is one thing you'd like to do with your dad that you have never done?
Uh, I feel like I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't know. I have like a tour bus experience.
Ooh, all
I
right.
don't know.
Okay. All right. And Mike, you get the last question from me. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Original or extra crispy? And Mike, I mean chicken.
I'm gonna go with extra crispy.
Okay.
Perfect. It's settled. It's officially settled.
All right. So, guys, we've now come. You've been fabulous, by the way. We've now come to the part of Talks to Go that we call cross examination, and what that is all about. We're going to take the two of you off the hot seat, and it's now time for you to ask us questions. So, Mike, you get to ask one of Jill. Gabby, you get to ask one of me. That's why it's cross examination, and you can decide as to who goes first.
You can go first.
Oh, okay. Unless do you have a question?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Jill, how did y'all come up with this idea of creating a podcast?
Yeah. So, back in the old age of 2021, when I was in college, I was part of this club and they had a podcasting team where you could create any type of podcast you wanted. And back in the day, I was a huge fan of the reality show, The Bachelor, obsessed. And so podcasts were kind of just starting to come up and there were a lot of bachelor podcasts out there, so I wanted to do one and I brought in my best friend and we started doing a recap show. And then it became, we wanted to make it a little bit bigger, so we started reaching out to people from the show and started interviewing cast members and whatnot. And those people were like celebrities to us, so that was crazy and really, really cool. And then post grad, my friend went off and she was pursuing her career, and I still wanted to continue doing it on the side. So my dad said, I'll come in and do it with you. And we did a season of The Bachelor together, which I was shocked about him doing, because he's hated on me for it for so many years. So it was very surprising. And then I kind of, got over it a little. I didn't really love watching The Bachelor anymore. It just became really different. And so then we wanted to rebrand and we thought, why not, make it more father-daughter focused? And here we are now, about like 2.5 years later. So yeah, that's
Awesome.
kind of the origin
Yeah. In
story.
fact, we're on the precipice of dropping our 100th episode.
Yep.
Oh,
Wow.
That we're
awesome.
very excited about. Yeah.
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 So there we go.
Cool.
Okay. Okay, Gabby, give me your best shot.
Is what quality do you have that you see in Jill the most, or qualities?
Ooh, that's a good
Wow.
one.
We have not been asked. I like that
Oh, really?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look
That's a good one.
Well, I'll say I love sports. I've never forced it upon Jill, but she loves sports as well.
Is that
We
a
both,
quality?
it's really not well, a passion for something.
Okay.
Yeah, a passion for sports.
Okay.
In fact, for many, many years, I was the PA announcer for a local minor league baseball team where we live in northern New Jersey. And from the time she was in her car seat, I would bring her up to the press box to sit next to me in the booth. And maybe that's what kicked this thing off. So as we sit here today, she's a huge Yankees fan. I am not, by the way, even though I grew up in this area. I root for a team that's 3,000 miles away. I'm a big San Francisco Giants fan.
Oh.
Yeah, but now she's taken it to a whole other level. She loves tennis. In fact, she's going to be working. Can I say this?
Sure.
As a PA assistant or a production assistant, I should say, at the U.S. Open on the World.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
on the World Broadcast feed. And she's also believe it or not, a big F1 racing fan.
Wow.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I would say being passionate about something. I would say that would be the quality.
Still not really a quality, but I'll take it.
Well, it was a somewhat political answer, Gabby. I hope you will accept it.
Maybe I should be
I
grateful.
accept it. I
Okay.
accept it.
No. Well, okay, I'll give you one.
Okay.
I may not be a stand-up comedian, but I think in some ways I'm clever, and I think my daughter's tremendously clever.
Okay.
How about that?
That's nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So giving yourself props.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I mean, hey,
That's what dads
right?
do.
I
Exactly.
guess taking credit for his
Yeah.
own kid. Before we let you guys officially go, please let our listeners know where they can find you, follow you, any upcoming projects you've got going on. Share now.
yeah, so Gabby Bows is literally just that, pretty much everywhere on Instagram, on social media, Instagram, Facebook, all the things at GABBYBOWS. Our website is also GABBYBOWS.com. And yeah, you can look up, we will be launching in 876 Claire stores this fall. Well,
Awesome.
probably
Wow.
about like next month. So stay on the lookout for that. Be able to go to your local Claire stores and get Gabby Bows as well. I also just dropped a book with HarperCollins, Naturally Me at the Confidence Salon. So that is also out. There's a lot going on. I just graduated. I'm going to college. Like there's a lot happening.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that as well, and be able to continue to watch my journey as well.
Where are you heading
Awesome.
off to for college? Can we ask?
Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Con-
Go Commodores.
Yes.
Very good. Very
Congrats.
good.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Very good.
Awesome.
Thank
All
you.
right. And Mike, your turn.
And I'm available at Bowtie Comedy on all the social media outlets, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, MySpace. You can probably even find me over MySpace. No, but I also have a podcast called The Best Advice Ever Podcast. But any information, Mike Goodwin, just go to MikeGoodwin.com.
There you have it.
Terrific. So, Mike Goodwin and Gabby Goodwin, we hope you enjoyed your time here on Talks to Go. If you did, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But
If you did,
but if
Yeah,
you didn't,
yeah.
but if you didn't, Mike and Gabby, you got two things to worry about. One, will Jill and George invite us back again? Or two, will Jill and George invite us back again twice?
Oh Lord. I know he came up with this last night. Like in his sleep, you know. This is stuff.
Guys, Mike, I couldn't help it. I couldn't
Oh,
resist.
I
I
understand.
couldn't. I couldn't.
understand.
You got the real comedy, he's got the dad jokes, you know. Yeah, yeah.
People
Perfect.
love that joke, man.
Oh God, it's the best. I swear to God, it is the absolute best.